Hello everyone, my name is SiC. Welcome back to Humankind. So today we are going to simply continue doing our thing, building up, trying to get some more administrators so we can build some outposts up into cities. We are going to have to keep a close eye on the Harappans here and see what they do. Maybe we could also become friendly with the Etruscans, but we need to wait for that to become a city rather than an outpost. So that's not really doing much for us. There we go, right click. Still a bit confusing sometimes. Not everything is equally accessible. Well, accessible no, but clear I guess is the word I'm looking for, but I don't know. We'll see. Eventually we're going to figure some things out. Anyway, let's end this turn and have a look at what's going to go on here. So we are still the Babylonians. I decided to not evolve into something else, but just to stay what we are. And what was the word? Transcend, I think. Meanwhile though, we have another tenant to pick. Oh, people are still... Oh, it's illegal right now, but people are still firing off fireworks, and that's probably what you heard here. Now we left, or not left, but we gained enough faith, or enough followers anyway, for shamanism from the Babylonians to unlock a new tenet. Now that could, but we can choose one of these basically, and all of them do something different, and there are several tiers as well, but of course these ones cannot be unlocked unless we have, let's see, tier 1 tenets are the next ones to choose from, right? So first off we would need to choose a tier 1 tenet, and then after that I guess we could take one from the next level, or maybe we need a couple from here before we could do the next one. Anyway, let's have a look. So eschew gluttony. Spend not your wealth on decadent feasts, but on the holy places that benefit all. Plus 10 money on territories under a religion's influence. That could be very powerful. That could give us a lot of money. Be in harmony with nature. Plus 10 science on territories under a religion's influence. I think this one for sure would be the one to go for. However, there's another one here. Seek wisdom. Meditate in our holy places. Discover the philosophical truths that all people share. Plus 1 science per state religion follower on all cities. Now, state religion follower on all cities. This could be powerful as well, but I'm not sure, really, of what a state religion follower is on these cities. So I'm going to be in harmony with nature, because we are going for, of course, a very science-heavy build here. So yeah, let's choose this one. So now we have shamanism and be in harmony with nature. So that actually, these two go together pretty well. Let's have a look. We do have, I think, a holy site. Yes, we do. The stone rings, of course. And that gave us plus 20 faith. Now the more faith we make, I guess the more followers we will have in the areas around us as well. And the more followers there are, the more tenets we get, so the more powerful our religion becomes. So that is interesting. That's something we need to keep an eye on as well. I don't know if you can spread it more directly, but I am happy that it's not a Civilization 6 like system where you have to send these priests around, because that was just annoying. Anyway, you can see where your holy sites are on the map. A holy site is one of the most important producers of faith. It's very hard to read this one. The civilization with the highest number of holy sites is declared a religious leader and is the only one able to select new tenants. Oh, interesting. All right. Yeah, so we would need a few more of those, I guess. Anyway, let's have a look. We have an idle city, Nibur, over here. Needs to build something else. Now, the stability is going down. It's at 41% right now. It will evolve every turn by minus 5% until it reaches 26. So we want to do something about that. We, first of all, need to have an administrator here. But meanwhile, we could probably start building a public fountain, because that will give us some extra stability, and I think that will be necessary. Now we have some money. We could actually buy this out, and I think that would be a good plan. Strained. It will evolve every turn by 1% until it reaches 42%. Alright, but at least it's stabilized a bit more. That is good news. So something else that we could do to get stability, I'm not sure. Let's have a look. We could go for Palisades. It gives us fortification, however. +5 stability on garrison, city watch, but we don't have a garrison, I think. Or a garrison is when you have troops in the city, probably. Anyway, what about food? 32 is sustenance. We want to have abundance or something, so we need to have a look. We don't have horses, so maybe we could do the granary or flood irrigation. We do have a river, but only one river tile is being worked, so maybe that's not the best. Maybe the granary, I guess. Go for food a bit. And what's this? Urgent affairs require your attention. The flooded lands. An unrelenting deluge of rainfall lashes down upon the great city of Ur and the surrounding lands. If the rains don't stop soon, the banks of the great river that threads through the city will burst, flooding the adjacent quarters. With limited time and resources, the choices are stark. What do you do? We could gamble and leave it to chance, chance of terrible consequences. We're not going to do that one. We could do adapt. Limited adaptations should mitigate the biggest risks, and the rains might relent in any case. Chance of bad consequences, or protect. It will also modify the social axis towards progress. I think we're already at the maximum. It would cost us 120 gold, but I think we're fine with that. Good consequences are always nice to have, and the money will come. We don't spend a ton of money, really. Alright, so we got an arrow star. Someone else chose the Persians, the Achaemenid Persians. And we got some more population in Babylon, Sippar, and Ur. Nice. Right, so now we got 4 population. Everyone was working one type. We got 10 population in Babylon, that's quite a lot. 7 in Sippar, 5 in Kis. Now what about you? You need one more full turn. Right, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to send this army up on its way. There's one idle army, so they have quite a bit of movement left. We cannot go up there, but we could go up here. Now, I don't know exactly why we could go up here, and you know, this is more rocky and this has this kind of like slopey bits, but it doesn't really make sense that we could move up there and not up here, because this even looks higher. Alright, so someone else chose the Nubians. Alright, arrow star unlocked, nice. Another arrow star unlocked. Got the population gain. Let's have a look. We've got 2 of them, and actually 3 of them in rapid succession. So we could do some more science, and that will give us another arrow star. We would need to have 4 more. We need more military stars. That's a lot of catching up to do. We're probably not going to get that one. Agrarian stars. 46 population and or units within your empire. That's quite a lot of building. Builder stars, 32 districts built within your empire. Current value, 22. Well, we just got one, I guess, for having 22. Also the influence and the expansion stars. Puppet master, got access to every... Yeah, alright, we looked through that the last time. These would be quite important to go through, but yeah, we'll see. Ah, here we go. Look, they turned into a city, I guess, or at least we could now spend some money and do some things, so we could spend some influence. We're getting a lot, and we are number 1. Someone else is also trying to influence, however. Now, eventually, if we have enough, and they like us enough, we could assimilate them into our empire, which means that we could gain control over this territory. We can also trade with them, or we could simply wait for them to die off, because these minor tribes actually don't last forever. So we got options here. So eventually they would become tolerant to us. We could buy their resources, they will not attack us, and they share their map's vision with us. That's nice. Eventually they can become cordial. You can buy their resources. Their armies can be hired as mercenaries. This independent people will not attack you. And map vision. And eventually friendly. And then you can assimilate this independent people. So that's up to 100. Right now we are at 3, I guess. And we will get +5 maybe every turn. I'm not sure about that, but we could increase that by spending some influence, maybe a bit of money. Why not? Let's say we want to go +15 every turn, if that's possible. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, right click on that one. Alright, let's have a look at our idle army.
Okay.
Alright, so they can't move up here either, turns out. It was just, I don't know, that's a reroute that they're doing right now. Anyway, we now have an iron mine, we have a copper mine, and that is very nice. We've got the obsidian over here. There's nothing else we could do, but let's have a look. We could do more stone rings, and that could be powerful. Would take 17 turns. We could do the astronomy house, +2 food per researchers, +2 science per adjacent farmer's quarter. Now we don't have a farmer's quarter, I think. We could do with one of those. If we build it here, we get +4. Here as well. And it's not a lot, is it? But you could get +2 for this as well as the science, and this would actually give us +3. So interesting, but yeah, we'll go for that one then. Science and food. 1 food less than normal, but I'll definitely take it. We are at sustenance, an output of 2. Oh, we definitely need to grow our food here. We cannot buy this out, but yeah, Kiss is going to have to focus on food quite a bit. So Empire number 3 feels differently about you now. Are you Empire number 3? It's a bit weird that it says that and not something else. And I'm still not entirely sure where we can see their opinion of us. Like, I know we have this. We could try this and pause that.
This is something you need to see.
And they want to have 100 gold. No, I don't care enough about that to spend money on you. Alright, so let's have a look. We could do more stone circles. We already have that. People have even started building houses around it, but we could build a second one. I'm not going to do that, however. We could do an astronomy house. Look at that, +4 food here. That's kind of nice. I think we're going to go ahead and build that there. I want to increase our science output. So that's going to be a big priority for us here. Abundance in food. He could do a stone circle and we could build it here. This seems like a pretty useless tile. It wouldn't give us much food. If we built the farmers district here, yeah, let's go for it. Alright, these guys are going to continue moving, and we... seems like we have an unclaimed territory here. Cannot be done as the territory is not a valid one for this action. Interesting. And what do you guys want? Nothing, it seems. It's just like, maybe because we try to interact with them, and that's why. Alright, so Felesna, how are you doing? +15 plus per turn. So yeah, that seems to be working alright. And again, right click instead of escape. It's not a natural... Ooh, and look at that. We have an administrator as well. So at Nibur, we will assign one administrator. And from now on, they will go instability, or at least the stability will go up to 72%. So that's good. Alright, let's end that turn. Now I'm curious. Ah, this is an independent empire. That's why the border is white. We haven't discovered that independent empire yet, but actually, oh yeah, we can see the farmland here. The Vasukani. Interesting. So they have coffee here. Let's see. +2 food per farmers per coffee, so that would be +4 food. That's nice, and +5 stability. And we actually have a lot of influence here, even though we didn't discover them. That's interesting. But let's spend some influence, some money. because I would like to assimilate some people. I can't escape. Man, when I'm going to learn. The Flooded Lands Part 2. Fortune favors you. The skies above Ur grew darker and darker, the deluge like a sea being tipped upon a city. But then, suddenly, the clouds parted and the rains relented. Days of sunshine followed and the threat of floods are no more. We are lucky. The ground is a little wetter and people will not forget, but otherwise life is normal again. Alright, so we escape unscathed. Now, as for this, a schism in the heart. Followers of the Empire's religion continue to grow, but within the temples and holy places tensions brew. Sadly, the blossoming interpretations of religious tenets is leading to schisms as worshippers place more or less importance or import on different rules. It speaks to a wider question of how other entire religions should be seen. Is religious harmony something to aspire to, or a question that shouldn't even be raised? So we could go ahead and have a look at that. We don't have civics points, however, but let's have a look. Open-minded, other faiths should be free to worship as they see fit. +5 influence on territories under a religion's influence if territories follow state religion. Interesting. Or unlocks action heresy on Empire 0. That would be us, I guess. +5 faith on territories under a religion's influence. So this would be good for growing our own influence, but it would maybe set this back a bit. I don't know how far along the world track we are. This one would definitely help us move towards the world track. +20% food on city or outpost, and this one +15% food and +5% stability. Interesting. So that actually might still be better. But we need to wait 30 more turns before we can do anything there. Population gain in Babylon and Sipar. Nice. And the more people we get, the faster they should start building as well, which is cool. Alright, we have an idle city. Kiss has finished, and they now have +6 food there. We could build a farmer station here, and that would give us +3 food. Or what about if we build another one, +2 food? Okay. Infrastructures, however, they don't have horses. We don't really have a farmer's quarter here, so this one isn't that great. The granary, +2 food per farmer slot, or per farmers, and +1 farmer slot. That's pretty good. +2 food on the river. That might be better, because then we have these river tiles that we're working. And here as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that one. Flood irrigation. Then our army is going to complete its move, because we want to explore a little bit more. I don't know. There's a lot of elevation in this game, which is kind of cool, to be honest. Right, what about you guys? We cannot assimilate them yet, but we are getting very close. One more turn, we should be able to give that a try. And I don't know about these guys. So these guys are very new. And we are definitely on track to become the most influential here. So that could give us 2 territories for free, which is kind of interesting. Meanwhile, 2 cities are becoming idle. So Babylon, actually, I'm going to have Babylon assist with the construction of the stone rings, because I want to have that, oh wow, from 12 to 5 turns. That is quite good. But I want to grow a bit more in faith and see if we can unlock some more cool tenets. And then in Ur, what do we want to do here? We have a lot of rivers that are being exploited. We could also do the flood irrigation here. That would give us a ton of food. Let's go for it. We could even buy this out, but we're not going to do that this turn. We also have, let's have a look, new grievance available. You claim the territory that is adjacent to one of my territories. Demand give outpost. Could be made within 10 turns from the Huns. Alright. So they're right next door. And they have this territory. Wow. They're starting to grow, and they have quite a bit of things. They have dye, a lot of dye, lead, horses, and the saffron, of course, that we also have. These guys are very small. They have another outpost over here. They have a lot, man. I have a ton of stuff. We might want to start thinking about growing our army a bit. Alright, we have an idle army.
Follow me.
They're going to start exploring this area. And oh, this is an unclaimed territory. That is cool. And these guys, we could assimilate them now. So let's go ahead and give that a click and see how that works, because I would like that coffee. And immediately, our city, it becomes our city, it seems like. Nice. Alright, so let's start with the Artisan's Quarter. We will get this coffee for ourselves. And I guess we'll buy that out, because that also increases the stability here, which, well, we need to increase that stability a bit. And there's a threat of starvation here, so maybe this money guy is going to go over here and help with the growing of the food. And what about this? We could grow this, and we will get +4 food here, +4 food here as well. We could do an astronomy house, +3 food, +3 science. Oh, that's quite nice. Alternatively, another artisan quarter. Doesn't give us any food though, and we would like to grow this territory. Farmer's quarter it is then. But here, because here gave a science boost, right? And we also get science boost from there, interesting. Yeah. Tough choices. +3 food, this is going to cost us some industry. +2 food. Maker's quarter, +10 over here. Ooh, that's also a lot. But we're not going to do that before we do food. Alright, so the Maker's quarter had a symbiotic relationship. Yes, we have something else. Or the Market quarter needs to be adjacent to a Farmer's quarter. +1 science per adjacent Maker's quarter. So if we do a Maker's quarter here, science thing here, and then I guess food over here. Yeah, I think that works out well for us. Population gain in Babylon, Kis, and Ur. City sustenance. Vasuka city is no longer growing. Yeah. Let's have a look. New grievance available. Another one. Ooh. These guys are becoming aggressive in claiming that territory, aren't they? Well, us too, of course, but what about you guys? One more turn, and we can assimilate these people as well. Alright, what is this? The Descendant of Kings. A filthy, wretched man has come to your empire claiming to be a descendant of one of the ancient rulers of Vasukani. Ooh, the one that we just got. Without fear, in front of your whole court, he boldly tells you that his people are owed great restitution for the grave offenses you carried out against his ancestors. However, he is willing to forego this redress on condition you fulfill a divine prophecy and let him lead Vasukani. He promises that fulfilling the prophecy will see riches come to the city. Deny him and he promises to bring war or famine to your empire. What is your choice? Oh. Interesting. Alright, so we have several options. Redress. Restitution will be shared among all the descendants, many who bravely fight in our armies, and we will get Swift on 4 units for 10 turns. Accede. His talk of prophecies will hamper rational thought, but commerce will flourish. Parsimonious on Vasukani, +5 money, +2 science for 10 turns. That's kind of nice. Or belittle. To amuse the court, we will ridicule the man and send him on his way. Prophecy, ha. Chance of unexpected consequences. Celebrating, however, +10 stability for 15 turns. Let's go for Accede, because that helps our science. And a bit of money as well. Alright. So now, Nibur, what do we want you to do? How are we doing on the 4 turns? Okay. And what are you? You have plentiful food. You could do with some more industry, however. +10, -4 food. 4 food would be kind of shitty to lose, but +10 is a lot of production though. 37. What to do? Fishmonger. Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? Let's see. Berry bushes, river spring. Do we have any rocky terrain? No, not really. Alright. You know what? We're just going to go for it. Oh, this song is amazing, man. I love this song. The whole mood it gives is just fantastic. Alright, world deed locked. Alright, trade with one of your neighbors. I guess he wants copper. Oh, we could buy it, but no, I don't know. That's a bit of a weird screen. I don't know exactly how the trade screen works. Alright, let's see if we can get up here. We should... No, we cannot go up there. Turn around. And what is that? There's something over here. Interesting. Meanwhile, an idle city. The idle city of Kiss. Again, food. We need food. Oh, that's a lot of food on there. Look at that. That river thing really helped us out there. Oh man. Plentiful food all of a sudden. But we could do with a bit more. Let's have a look. +2 food per farmer. Yeah, this is very quick as well. So we're just going to go ahead and do that one. Oh, and for an outpost. Almost done as well. So let's end this turn. Babylon. Population gain. Sipar. Vasukani. Population as well. Nice. And we got an arrow star. An attitude change with Empire 5. And what do you want?
Listen
a treaty.
very carefully. I have a proposal.
No, that's fine. I don't even have to listen to that one. Non-aggression pact is fine. Alright, so these guys... What is that? There's like a little bit of light shining down here on the forest with the huge trees. Interesting. It's kind of like the redwood forest, I imagine. Alright, what about you? We could do some science. We could have +7 science here, +7 here as well. Alternatively, what would this do? +5 food, +8, or +8 food and +5 science. That's pretty nice. However, maybe just a straight up science center would be cool. And this would be a nice location for it, I guess. They get a benefit from the maker's quarters here, I guess, as well. Alright. Another idle city of Vasukani. We need more food here. So this is a food settlement. Right, yes indeed. Now we said we would do production here, so let's do that next. These guys are not really growing, they're also not dying anymore, so I'm okay with that for now. Let's get a bit of production, so we can do the rest more quickly. The language of bureaucracy. With multiple cultures and peoples, the empire finds itself linguistically fragmented. Some in far-flung regions complain that their concerns and grievances cannot be fully understood by their distant masters. Administration from the capital is difficult when some regions speak other languages. Should we force all administrators across the land to speak the common tongue? We could force that. Modifies the geopolitical access towards homeland or yield towards the world. Now we are very far along with the world track, and I think that would be pretty cool. We could spend the money and we would be prosperous on 6 cities. So that would be 60 gold on top of what we're already making for 10 turns. So it's 120 gold, or a bit more, for 10 turns. Wow. That is nice, but... You know what, we are very far along the world track. Might be okay to shift the axis a little bit, and of course we can change over time as well. So that's a ton of money. Now the traveler in me actually doesn't like the idea of doing that, of forcing people to give up their language, but the gamer in me says, yeah, go for it, money. Trade expeditions researched immediately in 1 turn. Wow, Interesting. Let's do fortifications as well then. That should be done in one turn. And then we could build stone walls. None of our cities have walls yet. And Aerostar unlocked. And of course, like doing these very quick science things, it really does help us out as well, because that gives us Aerostars, and the Aerostars give us more fame because we are a scientifically inclined nation. And this now gives us 314 stars, or fame, I mean. That is very nice. Another grievance. You annexed the city of an independent people that I was the patron of. Demand to give Velsna, yes.
You want forgiveness? I want territory.
Ooh.
Insulting. Revolt.
Oh, this is not good. Your demands have been refused and your empires will go to war. Withdraw demands. Or resolve this argument by force. Crush the other empire's war desire until they abandon their demands, and we don't have an army. Let's withdraw these demands.
This time, I'll spare you my wrath.
This is glorious.
Fuck you. We were the patron of that, so they can just do that, huh? They can just take that over. We were going to do that? Ah, I never assimilated them, did I? Now I don't even remember. Crap. Well, actually, ooh, and we get an administrator, so Wasukani will get an administrator. Alright, this idle army needs to do a bit more exploring. Let's see if we can move around here. The layout of the land is very cool though. All the height differences are really beneficial for the combat as well, I think. Charcoal kiln, artisan workshop. Yeah, let's go for the quick science things. Catches us up on the basic science, gives us more options, of course, on the later levels, later higher tiers. And it does also still give us science, I believe. Not entirely sure about that anymore. Don't know where I can see that even. Well, let's have a look. In Babylon, we are getting 110 science. Oh yes. Wow. Alright, so what else do we want to do here? We could grow with a bit of more... Wow, look at that, plus 13 production. That is a bit crazy. But super nice. It will cost us 2 food, but what is 2 food? Look at all the farmland that we are working, man. Let's go for it. Production is good. Now, Sipar has finished the stone circle. So, let's see what else we can do. We could do with a bit more production. Plus 11, that is very strong. So we're going to go for that one. Now in Kiss, we have a lot of people. And a lot of food is being consumed. Let's start building some military troops as well, because I've just been focused on... Yeah. Alright, so let's do an archer. I've just been focused on building, but now we got super close to being at war with the Mongols. So that is something we need to keep in mind. Here, however, let us build Palisades. Maybe that's another thing that we should start doing more, because especially these guys next door, yeah. A battle is currently underway. Oh, battle at Outpost. Defend your flag. Your side is weaker overall. Let's have a look. Confirmation phase. You're under attack. An opponent has engaged you in battle. You can run using the retreat button. If you do so, your army will be moved automatically. Yeah, I think we've seen that before. Let's try to retreat for now. Numidians. Interesting. Wow, they move really far. Alright, so let's end this turn. We got a population in Nibur. We got craftsmanship researched. Okay, acknowledge that one. Aerostar unlocked, nice. Attitude has changed. So what else did we get? We need to get 4 more technologies for the last stars that we could evolve. We could try expanding, is not going to be super quick. Builder stars, having more districts. getting close to that as well. 2 more needed. Population, I guess we got 1 for that as well. Growing money. It's a lot of money to grow though, but yeah, we're getting there, I guess. So what do you guys want to do here? They're retreating, but they have movement left, so let's move back. Oh,
Off we go.
I don't know, man, if this is a good area to defend. There's all lower ground, so I'm not entirely sure. Meanwhile, let's do mounted warfare, because it's a cheap technology. And again, we need 4 more to get that last arrow star. That would be cool. Because I don't know how we're doing on fame by now. Next arrow star in 4 turns. Yeah, so the other people, I think, are quite a bit further than us. Oh, here we see it. Oh, I'm growing there. I'm getting up there. 1704. 1740, I mean. But 4th place. Arrow star unlocked. Acknowledge. Nice. Population gain. Acknowledge. So, actually, we should be able to evolve into something else this turn. First up, though, we are going to start building palisades around Kiss. And we have an idle army. Yep, we are going to keep you here for now. Another idle city. Let us build another palisade. 2 turns will be done. Vasukani. Also, this is fairly new, so we might also want to grow or build, I mean, palisades here. Then we have the Blades of the Empire. As your horizons widen, your armies grow in lockstep with your ambitions. Now, with military power spread over several regiments, it is time to decide on the nature of the soldiers who compose your armies. So we need a few more turns to get that civic point. A battle is currently on the way, so we could try to retreat again, but we need to defend our flag. Our flag is over here. We are weaker overall, and we need to spread out quite a bit. But they could only attack us 1 at a time. No, well, let's go for it. Let's see what we can do here. Defeat. Huh. Remind me later. Spoils you miss 100%. We didn't even get to fight. That was just done. Wow. Alright, we should have fled. Obviously. Alright. Meanwhile then, let us see. We can expand into something else. So a couple of these have been taken, and we could even transcend again. I don't know what that will give us. Philosophers. Holy shit. Philosophers of the Wilds. That took a long time. +2 science per research technologies on capital. So this is where we got all that access science from. That is super strong, but I think it's about time that we went somewhere else. So we could do the Byzantines. Let markets enrich us and antiquities enlighten us. This would really... +5 money per horse. +5 money per adjacent horse's deposit. If we build a hippodromos. That would be quite nice. Varangian guards. Honor code. Prevents its army from retreating. Oh, interesting. And +25% money per alliance. The Franks. To do what is right, we must know what is right. Crown lands. +50% population growth, speed in plentiful state on city or outpost. And +50% population growth, speed in abundance as well. We could build a scriptorium, +2 science, +4 science per adjacent religious district. Researcher spot, interesting. And Frankie Milites. These loyal knights, famous for being heavily armored and riding heavy horses, are the strike force of the Frankish armies. Heavy charge. Receives double the combat strength bonus when charging. Oh, cool. And they ignore. Now this is heavy on growth and science. I like both. That seems like a very cool choice. And the Ghanaians? The people of Ghana, I guess? Our markets hold all the wonders of the senses. Life of luxury. +5 money per number of accesses to luxury resources. We have a few. Unlocks action buyout on empire. Luxuries market. +3 money per adjacent district. On city or outpost, +1 money generated. This could be powerful. to grow a lot of money if you build this next to a lot of other districts. The Teutons, let justice be done, though the world perish. Spurred by faith, +1 money per state religion follower. And we should have quite a few now, I guess. +1 science per state religion follower, that is also kind of cool. So money and science. Kaiserdom, +3 faith, +5 industry per adjacent district. +1 worker slot. And the Teutonic Knights, look at that, that looks super cool. Clad in chainmail and armed with the traditional lance and sword, the Teutonic Knights ride to battle on powerful Frisian horses. Oh, that is so cool. I'm Frisian. I'm from the province of Friesland in what is now the Netherlands, and those horses come from here. And they're beautiful, man, and powerful. They're super, super powerful workhorses. Let's see, proselytes. Bonus combat strength against enemies with different state religion. Well, we would also need steel or metal, it seems like. And that is red, so we don't have that. The English. The plow is mightier than the sword. +3 industry on Farmer's Quarter. Unlocks action buyout on Empire. Oh, this is kind of cool. Stronghold. Increase the range by 2 for ranged units standing on it. Cool, so you could shoot from very far away. And longbowmen. Famed for their exploits abroad, the U-bows of the longbowmen dominate medieval battlefields. Range units, yes. The Umayyads. Ooh, in the mosques we pray, in the libraries we record. This one is also very focused on science, it seems. +10 science per number of territories on all cities. So basically for every city, I guess, we will get +10 science. It's +60. That is kind of nice, that is a lot. Grand Mosque is a building we could build. +1 researcher slot, +5 faith, and the Haras. Now I do want something with horses, because we have horses and yeah. Let's see, enforcers. Drains additional stability during sieges. Interesting. That might be very helpful if you want to do something about our close neighbor. And finally we have the Norsemen. The enemy's coastlines are long and we are many. Stormborn, +3 naval movement speed on naval units, +2 combat strength on naval units. The Naust, +3 food per adjacent coastal water. This looks like, yeah, it's a boathouse, so this will be built on the water. We don't have many cities there. And the unique unit is the Langskip. Now the Aztecs have been taken, so have the Khmer and the Mongols. Now I'm leaning between the Franks for growth and the Horsemen. Oh, this one also needs metal. Interesting. And the Scriptorium. And between the Umayyads. Because this is also very good. And these guys don't require metal. Oh, but the growth is very nice though. Because that would allow us to build up a big army pretty quickly. Or regain the population that we lost by building an army. And the science for the Scriptorium. We already have a few buildings that give us a lot of science, however. And we don't have many religious districts. And I don't plan on building many of those. So maybe actually, yeah, the Umayyads here. Let's go ahead and take them.
Wisdom and technical innovation from earlier eras bring humankind new knowledge, and we immediately use it to find new ways to kill each other off. Greater empires build more powerful armies, but brute strength may be defeated by superior innovations. It is brains versus brawn, with ever richer cities as tempting spoils for the victor.
Alright, let's have a look. Our buildings are evolving into a different aesthetic. That is pretty cool, man. I do like that a lot. Right now it doesn't seem that different, really. You know, but it's still pretty early on. It's not a super advanced age. Let's see, population stolen. People from your cities migrated to Harappa. Oh. Look at that.
Don't you understand that this is not a negotiation?
I will remember this.
You used agrarian affinity to siphon away my population. Demand pay 1800 gold. Oh boy. Let's do it. Let's see what he says.
Rip your head off if you don't pay.
Idiotic decisions by idiotic rulers.
Ooh. My demands pay 1800. Their demands give Wasukani. No.
Sometimes my temper makes me impulsive. Let's try again.
Does anyone find it surprising that you bow before my will?
Right, so I will keep those demands. And with that, our war desire goes up if he doesn't reply. That is kind of cool.
I have a proposal for you.
We'll trade everything, sure. We have an idle city in Sipar. So we have a lot of production here now. 60. That is very nice. Let's see what else we can do. +1 money. Yeah, this district really doesn't seem that powerful. Unless you build it in between a ton of farmers districts, I guess. But overall, man, I'm just not feeling that one. Now let's see, the Grand Mosque. +5 faith. Yeah, let's build a Grand Mosque. We want a bit of faith, and let's build it in the corner here, because this might actually... Yeah, this would count as those religious things, right? But anyway, doesn't matter. Science, what do we want to research? So let's have a look at the technology screen, and then we will probably put a cut in here, because we've been playing for some time again already. Theology, the manuscript atelier festivals. These ones are all things we have researched. Feudalism, +1 food and exploitation, that is kind of nice. So imperial power, customs farm, +5 money generated from ongoing trade. To feudalism, which gives us +1 food and exploitation. The colony model. Create a city with a small package of infrastructures already built. Ooh, that's kind of cool. And then we can make peasants. Anyway, that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys for whatever video I do next.